Hello everyone, I hope you're having a nice day. My name is Smoke1 and welcome to another video on the channel. In this video, I'm going to talk about some tips and tricks you could use to reduce delay, input delay, and explain the best way to avoid lag compensation. Obviously, I cannot 100% get rid of your delay as it's mainly due to the EA crap service, but hopefully this video might help improve your connection. Just a friendly reminder, if this video helps you out in any way, let me know by hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. I also stream on Twitch as SmokeSwift1. Catching me on Twitch is the fastest way to get your questions answered. Links to all my socials can be found in the description below. First of all, do not play on a Wi-Fi connection. Make sure you play on a wired connection using an Ethernet cable or a LAN cable. If you experience any sort of speed up lag, that has nothing to do with the EA service. That only happens because your connection is not stable. Wi-Fi connection is terrible for gaming because it cannot penetrate through walls and doors, and the console's wireless adapter is not as strong as the wireless adapter of PCs. As you can see in this demonstration, my wired connection is at least 5 times better than my Wi-Fi connection on my PS4. Mind you, I run a 1GB fiber internet and the modem is literally a few feet away from the PS4, and still the Wi-Fi is 5 times worse than wired. Obviously, most of you have your modem like in your living room and your PS4 will be in your bedroom upstairs, and of course fiber technology is expensive and not even available in all countries. So if you are using a 50 or 100 Mbps internet plan and you're sharing that with your entire family and also playing on Wi-Fi, you're just gonna give yourself so much added delay. If your internet modem is far from your room and you cannot run a wire for whatever reason, your solution is to buy power line adapters. They look like this and cost about $40 depending on brand, and always comes in pairs. You plug one to a power outlet close to your internet modem, then connect a LAN cable from your modem to the adapter, then plug the second one in a power outlet in your room, then connect a LAN cable from the adapter to your console. I don't know how it works because I'm not an electrical engineer, but basically they transfer internet data through your electrical wiring system. It is 2020 and you have no excuse to be gaming on Wi-Fi connection. If you play on PlayStation, you won't believe this, but do not play with a wired controller because Sony designed their Bluetooth system to be faster than USB 2.0. If you play any games whilst charging the controller, you are literally adding an extra 7.2 milliseconds of button delay for no reason. This has nothing to do with EA. If you want to charge your battery whilst playing, do what I do. I connect my controller to my PC or through a power outlet, so that way I charge my battery and at the same time the controller is connected to my PS4 through Bluetooth. Also, most people play games on their TV, and some of these fancy 60-inch 4K smart TVs have all these image enhancing features that actually adds more delay to your game. These are some of the best TVs on the market, and they still have a lot of input delay because they were not designed to play games. You should consider buying a gaming monitor with 1 millisecond response time. In comparison, most TVs have 100 milliseconds response times or more. For me, I game on this MSI Optus 27-inch curved screen with 144Hz refresh rate, 1 millisecond response time, and it costs about $400. But if you can afford something like this, you could always get a budget gaming monitor like my second screen. It is a Samsung 15-inch screen with 60Hz refresh rate, 1 millisecond response time, and it costs about $90. You could get cheaper brands like BenQ. For console gaming, you don't really need high refresh rates because console games are capped at 60 frames per second. So just get the cheapest monitor with the lowest response time as possible. It is not only about input delay. Playing games on a big TV is bad for performance because there is too much information for your brain to process. That's why in every esports competition or every pro player you see on Twitch play on a gaming monitor instead of their TV. Now let's talk about server delay. During peak times like when a promo drops or when a good SBC gets released, and around 3-4 PM when all the kids come back from school, there is server delay. This type of delay affects everyone on the servers because the servers are overloaded. In the first 2 weekend leagues, the servers choked on Friday because they were overloaded. There is nothing you can do in this situation, and it's up to EA to improve their servers to handle the high volume of players at peak times. The only solution is to avoid playing during peak times. You could build SBC straight or simply just play a different game during peak times. The best time to play FIFA is between 6 AM to 11 AM and 9 PM to midnight, and obviously playing overnight you would have perfect gameplay because the servers would be completely free. but then you have to sleep. For me, it works perfectly as I work the afternoon shift. So the only times I get to play FIFA is early morning or late at night. So I don't know your schedules, but if you have a choice, just don't play FIFA during peak times. Most of you would have realized that your ping is actually lower in FIFA 21 than in FIFA 20. That's because that's actually a bug, and EA aren't in a hurry to fix it because it works in their favor and gives you a placebo effect that your connection is better this year, when in reality your connection is the same or even worse than it was last year. EA are only showing your ping from your device to the servers in a one-way trip. It doesn't show your ping from the servers back to your device. To get your actual ping, you have to double the ping you play on. EA has only 22 servers across the globe, and that is not enough to handle a global game like FIFA. EA knows this because on the other games like Apex Legends, which has like 56 servers, you can choose what servers you want to play on, but on FIFA you can't, because EA wants to direct the traffic on the servers by themselves. If you do not live within 1000 kilometers of a server, you are automatically screwed and you just have to get used to delayed gameplay. EA strategically places servers in places where they make the most money. In the Americas region, the servers are mostly in the US. In Europe, they are mostly in Western Europe. In the whole continent of Africa, there is only one server in South Africa. If they wanted to put a server in Africa, why not place it in the middle of Africa, but it's all the way down in South Africa? That's because South Africa is the richest African country. This is a picture of my region. Look at the area I circled in red. These guys are not close to any server, so EA either puts them on the Mexico City or Dallas servers. But those two servers are not enough to handle everyone in that area, especially at peak times. EA sends them to mostly the Washington server because it is the closest to them. I live in Toronto, Canada, and I get 11-12 ping, which is actually 22-24 ping to the Columbus servers, and 14-15 ping, which is actually 28-30 ping to the Washington servers. In principle, there shouldn't be any noticeable difference between 24 ping and 28 ping. But the difference is I play more South Americans on the Washington server. Everyone that plays FIFA in the US or Canada knows that games against South Americans and the Caribbeans are 100% delay games. EA claims in their pitch notes that your opponent's connection does not affect your gameplay, but that is a big lie. I significantly reduced the number of delayed games by only playing 24 ping or less so that I stay on the Columbus server. That way I match less South Americans and Caribbean players. I would rather search for a game for 5 minutes straight than get a game right away and endure 15 minutes of delayed gameplay. Another way to force yourself to play on your closest server is by playing only home games. So I want you to pay attention to this. When you search for a game and you get match right away, you are away because someone is already in the match lobby. So you want to search and see searching for opponents. Then the next screen would say loading. If the loading is quick, like less than 2 seconds, you are home. If the loading is like 5 seconds plus, then you are away. This works 100% because I play all my weekend league games at home. In other modes like the rivals and friendlies, I don't really care about. In the weekend league, I only play home games. It is the same thing everywhere. You cannot do anything about lag compensation, as it's EA that decides the matchmaking. But if you are close to 2 or more servers, force yourself on the server that gets you further away from the people that are far from the servers. In Europe, you want to avoid the Eastern Europeans because they are furthest away from the servers. For example, if you live in London, you will be close to the Amsterdam, Paris and London servers. You would get low ping fiber connection on all 3 servers, but you want to force yourself to stay on the London servers to get less delayed games because there will be less Eastern Europeans on the London servers than the Amsterdam servers, and there will be less North Africans on the London servers than on the Paris servers, and so on. There is a misconception that intentionally playing on Wi-Fi or 4G connection will give you better gameplay, but I tried it and that is a lie. EA does add lag to the player with the better connection to compensate, that is lag compensation, but they cannot give the player with bad connection better gameplay when your connection is cracked in the first place. It's physically not possible. The only way this could be an advantage is when the player with the better connection is so accustomed to good gameplay that it struggles to adapt to delayed gameplay caused by the lag compensation, whilst the player with the bad connection can deal with the delay much better because he is used to it. Intentionally sabotaging your connection does not improve your gameplay, it 100% gives you more delay. Lag compensation or not, having a good connection is much better than having a crappy connection. You should do everything in your power on your end to improve your connection. Look at the top 200 and elite players. Most of them live close to a server and have good connection. That is all I have for now. All we can do is hope that EA invests in new servers and fix connectivity issues instead of wasting money on useless game modes like Volta. But at least I hope these tips helped you improve your connection in a way. If this video helped you out in any way, let me know by hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. I also stream on Twitch at SmokeSwift1. Catching me on Twitch is the fastest way to get your questions answered. Links to all my socials can be found in the description below. Until next time, peace!